Welcome to Personal Injury Marketing Minute.
Welcome to the Personal Injury Marketing Minute, where we quickly cover the hot topics in the legal marketing world. I'm your host, Lindsay Busfield, Vice President and Partner at Optimize My Firm. Today, I'm joined by Seth Greene, founder and CEO of Market Domination, LLC. Seth is a direct response marketing expert, a multiple-time best-selling author, and co-host of the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. In today's Spotlight on PILMMA episode, we're talking with Seth about his upcoming presentation on how law firms can capture more of the Google traffic without dropping the big bucks. Thank you for joining us today, Seth. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. The pleasure is all mine. And full disclosure, PILMMA's been a client of ours for many, many years. We produce PILMMA's podcast, so happy to be on the PILMMA Spotlight Show.
Well, we are glad to give some extra promotion for PILMMA, get everybody excited about the upcoming conference that we're going to, as well as, talk a little bit about what you have going on and some of the thoughts that you're planning on sharing this year. So for those who don't know you, give us a quick introduction about who you are and about Market Domination.
Sure. So, hi, I'm Seth Greene, founder and CEO of Market Domination, as you said. We are a direct response marketing firm that specifically works with professional practices like PI attorneys and mass tort. A large number of our clients are personal injury and mass tort attorneys, and we are constantly innovating and creating new ways for them to generate cases and referrals that they weren't otherwise getting.
In a nutshell, that's a great thing to do. Clearly, as law firms are looking to grow and expand, having an innovative eye on the market to figure out where those cases are coming from, what new things you can be doing to capture cases and just capture some of the market, especially on Google, because more and more people are turning to Google to find attorneys, especially in the PI world, if they don't know somebody who's been in an accident or they don't have any familiarity with personal injury. So clearly, we are an SEO agency. We do a lot of SEO work, so we know that Google is very important. And your presentation this year is all about hijacking your competitors' Google traffic. And that's a really bold claim. I love that. What does that look like in practice for a law firm?
Sure. So, and in the advent of the age of AI, which you obviously know, it's even more important now to be found everywhere. However, and if you're the 800-pound gorilla in your market, this may be a different conversation. But for a lot of PILMMA attorneys, they can't compete like in terms of spending with Morgan & Morgan and the giant firms. So our unique ability to legally and ethically hijack your competitors' Google traffic without spending any money on Google can be a difference maker. So we've figured out a way to get the information from people searching on Google, but then advertise to them on other platforms where we're in a competitive vacuum. For example, no one else can target them off of Google the way we're targeting them off of Google because we've got the bridge between Google and the other platforms. So it makes it where you're eliminating all the waste in your marketing budget. You're not advertising to people who aren't looking for a lawyer, but you're not bidding up the cost per click like everybody does on Google.
Well, and that's a really great point because it sounds like your method is looking at intent. You aren't chasing around people that aren't just looking for information. And that's something that we focus on a lot is the difference between searches that are for information and general knowledge purposes versus somebody who's ready to actually hire an attorney, and investing in that piece of the client journey is huge, and making sure that you're meeting your prospective clients where they are and marketing to them where they are is the key to success.
Amen. 100%, right? If you could eliminate the majority of the waste in your marketing budget and or stop competing with your competition and driving up the price per click, and you could show up in a vacuum in front of only the people who are actually looking for what you did as a PI or attorney, hopefully that's a heck of a winning combination.
Absolutely. And so to get a little bit of insight into where the client's mind is and where they are in that journey with their intent, if they aren't looking on Google with intent, where else are they looking potentially a personal injury attorney?
The way our process works that I'm going to be teaching at PILMMA is all about taking the data from Google and advertising to them on another platform in a vacuum so that you're not paying the exorbitantly high cost per click or case lead that everybody else is paying on Google. So where else they might be looking, right now they might be looking on ChatGPT, they might be looking at Perplexity or Gemini. We haven't figured out how to extract that data yet. But we are certainly in the queue for a beta test of ChatGPT advertising. And as soon as we can make it work, we'll let you know.
Well, and that is a big question mark, because I know that on ChatGPT, they're starting to roll out ads, but they haven't made it available for attorneys, especially personal injury attorneys yet. And we don't know whether that will ever be available, but it's definitely something to be keeping your eye on, because if we can get in there, then that's a great place to test out. It'll be a really fun playground to see how that works and how well it works in terms of ROI and acquisition costs for attorneys.
Yeah, we've seen the data right now. ChatGPT driven traffic is converting at almost 9 times the rate of regular Google traffic, which is why firms, the law firms need your company, right, to help them show up in those AI powered searches.
It's so true. And my presentation is going to be all about AI and search engine marketing and kind of the myths that surround that, and help attorneys have a real understanding of what it is that you actually need to be doing to show up on those AI searches, because it's not generating a whole lot of traffic yet. About 1% of cases are coming in through those, but you're right, they are converting at a higher rate. And in a lot of cases, they are really high value cases that can be coming in from different AIs. So definitely something to be keeping our eye on. And so clearly, we're not wanting to be looking at traditional Google ads, because those have a huge cost per case acquisition. And so what can attorneys be implementing now, without giving too much away from your presentation, that can help them to gain more of that Google, the Google attention?
I think they need services like yours to help them get more Google attention. However, I think the biggest thing that can move the needle for them is optimizing intake and conversion. So before they get access to, let's say, our data, they need to really optimize that client journey. So everything from the ads that they're running now to the landing page, to the thank you page, the follow-up sequence, all of that really needs to be dialed in at the highest level, so that when they do start generating leads this way, they have the highest probability of converting them into quality cases.
And that is a great point, because wherever you're getting the client from, whether it's Google or whether it's AI or whether it's social media or any of the other avenues, if they get to your page and they don't have a good experience, you have a high likelihood of losing them. And it's the same philosophy. If they were to pick up the phone and they got a phone tree that went to a voicemail, you've lost the case. You've just lost potentially thousands of dollars, because you don't have your system optimized in a way that is responsive to your prospective client. And in the personal injury world, when somebody is calling a personal injury lawyer, it's because their life is in crisis. They need a direct response now. And same thing digitally. If you don't have your digital intake set up well and optimized and easy for your client to use, they're going to go find somebody who is designed around them. So I think that that's an excellent point.
100%.
And so we're about to go to PILMMA. We're really excited. I know you are. Everybody that I've talked to so far is really excited. We all had really great experiences there. What are you looking forward to most about PILMMA?
I'm looking forward for the opportunity to learn from the other speakers like you. I am selfishly looking for great ideas we can implement in our business to help our PI attorneys do even better.
I love that. It is such a great community of other presenters, as well as the attorneys that are coming who have tried different things in their own practices. We get to learn so much from each other about what is working, what isn't working, and really foster some great collaboration for the rest of 2026 going into 2027. And especially now as the dynamics are changing because of AI and emerging technologies and so many different softwares that are coming in to both help with marketing as well as operations, it completely changes the landscape, both for personal injury attorneys as well as for service providers like us who are trying to assist them and help the good guys grow and capture more market share. So I am so excited to come and listen to your presentation as well as others, and I think we're going to have a really great time.
I would agree 100%. I can't wait.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Seth. Looking forward to meeting you in person soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll take you up on that offer.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.